Hello folks, and welcome to another Instruments of Destruction showcase. Today, we're getting all scientific, mad science, unusual concepts, maybe just some epic engineering. Let's see what we've got this week. If you caught the previous flight showcase, you may have seen a tower flying through the air. That was courtesy of this machine here. This was made by Pinap, and is particularly designed to do one thing and one thing only. With tough structures on, you pull it to the front of this building. After extending out the arms, you collect them around this tower. You then try be the operative word, to get the arms actually connected around the tower. Press E and then press Q. And then sometimes it works and sometimes you end up completely screwing up. Let's try that again. I promise you this does work. This is a really cool concept, just it is a bit finicky. So it takes a little bit of time to get running. But you definitely just have to pull it in, cut the base, and let things go. And we launched the building. Let's try this one more time. See if we can get a better view on it. Let's change the camera a little bit. Let's change it to a tracking camera, so we can see more of the building. You have to be quite careful with how that you pull this together. But it does do a pretty good job of launching power into the air. Though this wasn't the best of examples of it. So this is the space program by Pinap. Very, very focused on what it's doing. Pretty cool for it. So up next we have the cylinder by Camper TY. This thing is crazy and has some really great features I want to gush about. So you see on the sides here, we actually have pistons here. And when it's turning, the way which you want to go is a bit wider, so it causes the vehicle to rotate a bit faster and also gives you more clearance on the ground. It has three simple controls: left, right, and forwards. Because if you're not going forwards, well, stop being a coward. This thing's going through buildings really nicely. I've actually got tough structures on here, so it is struggling a little bit because I don't actually have a lot of pace when I'm hitting the building for the first time. But we were going to just go and wreck these buildings in front of us. Once again, a fantastic build by Camper TY. Doing something completely off the wall, but awesome because of it. So Jenkins has been incredibly busy. This is an actual working crane with a winch, and is pretty good. The only thing I think is missing is some form of additional counterweight here. But when you see how it works, you're going to be pretty amazed. So what's really relevant here, once you've pressed B to release this magnet, if you use T and R, this actually winches up and raises. And if you look at what it's doing, if I get the right angle, it is pulling a chain up around this revolving piece. Now, normally you might think, why is that an issue? It's like, the game has ropes, but ropes do not behave exactly like ropes should. It's just one of the functions in game development. It's quite hard to get ropes to not clip through things. But for some reason, the chains, which are not just placed one by one, they're at 90-degree angles to each other. So it has taken Jenkins a little while to build this up. But when you get down to it, when you go and press F to place down some feet to stabilize this thing, you can rotate this crane. It's very stable. Very stable. Be stable thing. Right. And then you've got typical magnets. So you can pull things around and end up pushing your thing around so that you get closer to the buildings. Just giving a bit of a helping hand there. But it might not be as stable as I'd quite like, but for the technology in having the winch actually work, it's taken some time to get this to go. I'm very happy to see that it has. And now we've got a nice little wrecking ball. We could just have a wrecking ball on the end of there when I think about it. That would also be cool. So I said Jenkins has been busy. This is another one of his creations. We have, you know, it's a tank. It does what tanks do. He builds good tanks, to be fair. But this has some extras. Particularly, if you press up, we get an opening with some cannons, and when you press Q, some torpedoes. Now, I hadn't got myself positioned particularly well, but this also has cannons and some balls, but the actual system for getting this open is pretty good. There is something about advanced motion which is very difficult in this game to get right. There's often some clipping issues, and so actually getting this to work even vaguely is pretty incredible. This is the building launcher by Soul Reaper 1981ML. Very, very often on this channel, showing off some of Soul Reaper's builds. This thing has some saw blades at the front, which will turn on. They're overdriven. And there are a load of magnets in this, and it's called the building launcher, so we can tell exactly what it's going to do. It drives through these buildings very, very nicely. And then, if we just zoom out a little bit and press Q, away they go. Pretty sure we'll see some landing in this general direction if it didn't just turn all into dust. There it goes. This is the ball launcher by Turbo Jack Flash. Now we have a ball here which is not connected to anything. I believe it's got some balls inside it. Particularly, that's one housed in there that you can see jumbling around. Now what this does, well, it's exactly what it says. It launches a ball. And with magnetics, you can bring it back and throw it again and again and again. Now, most of the time, the game will not allow you to do anything with magnets with the vehicle. But what we've got going on here is one of the pieces. There is one piece, the small ball, will allow you to magnetize it, and that will get pulled from far distances. Even without the rope, it would be able to pull the ball back. But again, we are definitely doing things that we shouldn't be playing around with. Sometimes it gets stuck in the geometry, but that's fine. So we've got like a good paddle there of magnets. Throwing that ball around. Oh, there are two balls in there actually that you can see. And that causes some epic destruction. Coming back to Camper TY. He's been busy making a pretty fun debris orbit machine. He made two versions of this. Some which pull debris into a sphere just around the vehicle, or this one which is an actual rotating field of debris. Plasma magnets revolving opposite to each other and causing there is a rotating part inside of here, causing all of the debris to just be in a field of destruction, and round and round and round it goes. So this is the God Hand Big by Sorry Prenell. Let's first press E to get the ball into a very easy orbit. You're going to press F to kind of move it out a little bit, and then it's going to start hanging around in a particular location. There's quite a lot of physics going on right now. It makes the game a little bit slow, so this will be accelerated when we watch the playback. So if you think things are moving a little bit faster than you can get, trust me, this is a Ryzen 9 and a 6800M, and it cannot handle this. But as you see, we have a sphere of debris being brought in front of this vehicle. And it's kind of hard to control everything that's going on, and everything just falls apart. You can also move that ball around for an absolutely epic look. And that, once again, is the end of another showcase. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, don't hesitate to give the video a like, click the subscribe button, and I hope to see you soon.